welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony of Cathedral Place.
Yeah!
Thank you, Senator Martins. I'm so happy to be here today. I love groundbreaking ceremonies. They are the beginning of so much promise. And when we come back here in another 6 or 8 months for the ribbon cutting ceremony, we're going to have families ready to move in to their new apartment. And that's really what this is all about, even though we see cement, we see bricks and mortar right now, but it's really about the families that we're building this housing for. So I am here with all of you because CDC of Long Island and Conifer Realty are the developers of this 36-unit multifamily apartment complex for working families. But we could not have gotten to this point without all of you. The reason there's such a long lineup of people that are going to speak today is because it takes a lot of people, a lot of resources, and a lot of political will to get something like this done and to make change happen. And it all started with the Town of North Hempstead, who had a vision with the community for what New Cassel would be like. And it's been a 10-year process. So I am not going to tell the story of each person's role in this. They're going to tell the story. And there is an interesting story to be told. So we're going to start with the supervisor of the Town of North Hempstead, John Kingman.
Thank you and good morning. Success is about partnerships. It's about people come together with ideas, trying to make something happen, having a vision, having a set of values that gives you the momentum to move forward to get something done. Here in North Hempstead, here in Newcastle, we had a vision 10 years ago, and if we knew, by the way, that it would take us 10 years, I don't know that we would have had the success. In a sense, it's better to go in with eyes closed sometimes than eyes open. But here was a community for 40 years, 50 years that said we need to be paid attention to. We need to be at the table. We want to participate in the larger success of this community, this town, this county, this state. And so the supervisor who preceded me, May Newberger, may she rest in peace, and she recently passed away at 92 years old, or 96 or 99, we're never really quite sure. 59 was the age she gave me. She was yelling at me 2 days before she died. She was still telling me what I needed to do. And she was quite a woman. But she started the visioning process. I worked with her back then. So many of us were even there back then. But the community came together and said, we want a community like other communities. We want a Main Street with landscaping and lighting that's safe, that's easy to travel. We want housing where we can afford to live. We want a community center. We want a bank. We want a pharmacy. We want a supermarket. We want restaurants. We want a community and Main Street like any other Main Street. And we had a visioning. The people said it. They came together with folks like Bishop Harvey and a lot of the other community leaders. Some of them are here today. Viviana Russell is now a councilwoman. So many people came together, and the town pushed this project forward, this whole revisioning. We had $8.7 million from stimulus dollars, by the way, that we got, and we rebuilt the road. We had $60 million worth of private investment coming in, and we got some of those buildings mostly built. Some of them are finished. People are already living there. We learned about the challenges. When you try to revitalize a community, it is not easy. We needed to deal with labor issues and investment issues, finance issues. We needed to find those partners. We needed to work with the state. And we had state representatives, assembly members, state senators. We needed to work with the administrations in Albany. We needed to work with Nassau County. We needed to make sure the town was on board. We needed to get the community, the spiritual leaders, the business leaders, the community leaders on board. We needed to find the industry, the folks that invest in projects like this to come forward and take the risk, take the chances with their dollars to build with bricks and mortar people's homes so that people's lives can be improved. So this is, in a sense, a capstone moment for us because the road is built. The community center down the street, 62,000 square foot, $25 million building is completed and people are in there today. We have so many of the stuff so close, so many of the things that we planned so close. But because we have the great partners here, and we thank, even today, the continued partnerships. I know we have Senator Martins, we have Assemblyman Chuck Levine, we have the business associations, and we thank Kevin and all the folks that are here who are continuing to let business know that our community is a community that we can invest in. We have, of course, from the governor's office, and I know we have Darrell Towns. We don't have the lieutenant governor here today, but Darrell, you're certainly, we're honored to have you here with us. You do such great things. And of course, we have the great Bishop Harvey, and we want to acknowledge Bishop Harvey. And the county, Charles Steele Fenn, representing as well. When I spoke to Dan Deegan about this project at the very beginning, he told me that this one's going to really work. You know, he said that there's partners here that are going to get this done. We learned from some of the mistakes we made years back. We now know how to choose a partner, and not to say that we didn't do it well all along, but we did learn from our past experiences, and the proof is in the pudding. This project is going forward. We have the investment, the folks from Capital One, people spending those dollars, CDC. We're ready to go. This is a beautiful day for a beautiful groundbreaking. Thank you so much for everybody coming together and making this possible. I know that our CDA and Dermot, Kelly, and all the folks that work from the towns up and down the line are excited about this project. So let's get this shovel in the ground and let's get this building built.
And so next up on our hit parade is Nassau County, which has been here right from the beginning, working with the Town of North Hempstead, and we have Deputy County Executive Charles Theoban today.
Thank you very much, and Supervisor came and really said it all so elegantly. Let me first start by saying that on behalf of our county executive at Megano, it's so true that once the right partners were put together, this project moves so swiftly. And I want to present this to Conifer Realty, if someone's here for me to hand this to. Yes. And also on behalf of Conifer, I want to say that Alan Handelman had asked me to say some nice things about him. That he's on his way to China, but he truly was a pleasure to deal with in trying to get these agreements done. And of course, CDC, we want to present a citation too because of their input. You know, it's very interesting. You know, it's not just the time factor. Very few people really understand the complexity of putting together a deal like this. What everybody's role is, the financing, the tax credits, whatever it is, how sophisticated the agreements that have to make it all work. And just the last thing that I want to do, I want to thank the members of our team from Nassau County, John Sarcone, the director, James Nemley, Kevin Crean is here, and Ralph Marin, who worked so hard to get this deal moving forward, and to everyone for coming today. And you know, mostly the people that aren't here are the people who, in the future, the individuals and the families and the children that we nurtured on this site, and will truly have wonderful lives because of everyone's joint effort there. And I think we can all be proud of that, because that's what this is all about. Thank you very much.
So the next person I want to introduce is Senator Jack Martins, who has been there right from the beginning, supporting this project and helping us to make it work. So please welcome the Senator.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is great to be here. Just wanted to first start with realization that all of this starts with a vision. It really was the community coming together to realize what they needed, what they didn't have. And then they handed it over to a spectacular lady, May Newberger, who put it on her shoulders and said, we're going to get this done. And we were very fortunate to have John came and succeed her and pushed this project through, and great community leaders like Bishop Harvey, who said, no, we here in Newcastle deserve this as much as anyone else. But let's look at all the different elements. We've spoken about that just now, whether it's the federal government, the state government, the county government, working together. Where else do you see that? And working together in a positive way successfully. And the results speak for themselves. If you look out at Prospect Avenue today, you see a dramatically different downtown Newcastle than you did just 10 years ago. It didn't happen by accident. It happened specifically and particularly because of the people that I just mentioned. Sure, there were other people who were involved as well, but let's not lose sight of the fact that this all started with a vision by the community that ended up involving all elements of government, a lot of work, and again, a spectacular project that really speaks to the needs of the community. So thank you all. Bishop Harvey, thank you for your leadership. Supervisor, thanks for pushing this through. Thanks very much. God bless.
Now, the other individual who represents this community and has been working steadfastly for the benefit of this community is our next speaker, Assemblyman Charles Levine.
You know, for over 40 years, this community has fought for its rightful position. Today is a great day, but it's amazing that it's over the course of that same period of time that the CDC of Long Island has also fought for the ability, the successful ability today, to be able to meet one of our great challenges on Long Island, not just in Nassau County, but in Suffolk County as well, to be able to provide affordable, non-discriminatory housing to a region of the nation that truly needs affordable, non-discriminatory housing. Today is an amazing day. Those of us who are in government don't often get to participate in something as meaningful and as rewarding as what we are today here to recognize, and what we are today here to get actually started with the groundbreaking. And I just want to say what an extraordinary honor it is to see this happen and to be able to participate. And let me offer to the CDC, to the town of North Hempstead, to the Newcastle community, what I think is probably the greatest compliment that I can offer. You know, our friend May Newberger commented years ago that Newcastle is a community that hasn't been neglected, it had been ignored. And what I have to say today is that I have no doubt whatsoever that some way, somewhere, somehow, our friend May Newberger has a big smile on her face. Well done, my friends.
So I don't see Viviana Russell, but if she's able to join us, then we will have her speak as well. So this particular job needed a lot of financing. And the biggest partner that we have in this development is New York State. Last year, for the first time ever, the regional councils came together to designate priority projects. And this project was one that was designated. And so here today, representing the governor, is Commissioner Darrell Towns to talk about this process and how important an investment this is in the Newcastle community.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I go to quite a few groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings, and being that I've only been the commissioner now for maybe a little bit over a year and a half, a lot of times when I get to the events, I'm meeting people for the first time. I want to say, though, that this is one that I basically know 90% of the people in the room. I want to first commend Marion and John for their steadfastness. Let me tell you what they did to me a couple of months ago. They called me out and said, you know, Commissioner, we got some great projects that we've done out here, and we'd like for you to come and see the great stuff that we put out. And I said, okay, great, that sounds good. I'll come out, and is a half a day good? And they said, no, a half a day is great. So I came out and spent a half a day in this area looking at recent projects that had gone up. Now, we went from one project, and then we passed 3 lots, of which they told me everything that they wanted to do. Then we turned the corner, and John said, there's going to be a supermarket here and a drugstore. It shows the greatness of planning. Together, what you have done, and now also joining with the Long Island Regional Council, strategic planning is how we make the changes that we need to make. John also told me that he wasn't interested. You know, the organization that I run is called New York State Homes and Community Renewal. He said, I don't want to build a home, I want to build a community. And in order to build a community, that means you're going to have to make a lot of trips out here to make sure that we can do what we've done. The story of New Cassel is one that we all know and recognize, and Bishop Harvey's here, so if you don't mind, I want to tell the story that my pastor tells about a boy who fell into a hole. And the boy fell into a hole and was screaming out for help. And a good Samaritan came by with a rope to try and save this little boy, but the rope was not long enough to reach the little boy to get him out. So as the boy continued to reach out and call for help and cry for help, another good Samaritan came by with a rope a little bit longer than the first, but still not long enough to reach the little boy. But then it took someone to come around to say, tie your ropes together. And that's the sentiment of what we have here today. The local community cannot fix this community by itself. The county cannot do it by itself. The private sector cannot fix it by itself. And even with Governor Cuomo's great leadership, he couldn't fix it by ourselves. It took us coming together under the leadership of the local community and the creation of regional councils in order for us to get the wisdom to tie our ropes together. And by working together and pulling in the same direction, we are going to make a new Cassel. God bless you all. I'm so happy to be here. We look forward to continuing success. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. So we are very, very pleased to have with us today Kevin Law, who in his day job is the CEO of the Long Island Association. But I asked him to come today to be part of this ceremony and celebration because he is the co-chair of the Long Island Regional Economic Development Council. And it's under his leadership and the leadership of Stu Rabinowitz, his other co-chair, that the council came together and made this plan that enabled this project to go forward. So I would like you to welcome Kevin here today, and he can speak a little bit about this.
Wow, thank you very much, Marianne. And how do I follow Darrell Townsend now? I'm going to steal that story. That's a great story. I got to weave that into my speeches at times because I love it. So I'm very happy to be here. And you know, it's so exciting to be groundbreakers. And you know, we had Governor Cuomo out last Friday, and we started touring some of the projects. And it's too bad we weren't able to squeeze this one in. We squeezed a bunch of good ones in. This would have been a great one. We would have seen bulldozers in action and everything. So hopefully we'll get in here for the ribbon cutting when it opens up. You know, a lot's been said about the partnerships, and I'm not going to go into that because it's so true. But I sense a real new spirit of collaboration for our region here on Long Island. As this federal government, state government, town and village governments, the private sector, the not-for-profit sector, the communities working together. You know, our challenges are too great not to work together. And so I think this project is evidence that by working together, good things can happen. And as Marianne said, I wear a couple of hats. I'd like to just give you a perspective of each one. As the head of the Long Island Association, the largest business organization for our region, it's in the business community's interest to support projects like this because we are losing our young people. There's not enough affordable housing for our workforce, and the business community needs to get behind projects like this, and so it's important. And I'm not shy when it comes to projects like this, and I will continue to speak out on behalf of affordable housing projects, as Chuck said, throughout the region, not just Nassau, not just in communities like Newcastle, but throughout Nassau and Suffolk counties. It's important. And so the business community needs to continue to support projects like this. One of my other hats I wear, I'm the chairman of the Long Island Housing Partnership. Builds affordable housing all over the region. But they can't do it alone. And thank God we need organizations like CDC, because we need a bunch of organizations meeting the challenge of providing affordable housing. And so it's great to partner with people like Mary Ann. And now with my hat on is when Governor Cuomo asked me to co-chair the Regional Economic Development Council, it was exciting. Stu Rabinowitz and I, we get a lot of the credit, because we're the co-chairs. But there are a lot of people who do a lot of the work and to make us look good. And Mary Ann Garvin, in addition to her day job as CDC CEO, she chaired our writing committee. And we had to come up with this strategic plan, this 5-year strategic plan. And Mary Ann chaired that writing group. And she did a phenomenal job because Governor Cuomo awarded Nassau and Suffolk County as one of the best plans throughout the state last year. So I think everybody should give Mary Ann So it's very exciting to be here. It's great to have partners like John Kamen, Senator Jack Martin, Chuck Levine, and then our governor, who created these regional councils, allowing us to now support projects like this. And we look forward to supporting more as we just competed for round 2 and hopefully round 3 and 4 as well. So Mary Ann, thank you, congratulations, and excited to be here.
So if we're going to be acknowledging people, I really have to acknowledge a few people in the audience, and that is 2 regional council members who are here with us, Pat Edwards and Elaine Gross. As well as this last year, Jack Martin's actually joined the council, so we're really thrilled that he's part of our effort as well. Then the other person I want to acknowledge is Conifer Pettis. Conifer recently joined the board of CDC at Long Island, and I couldn't be more thrilled with her expertise and the time that she's volunteering for our efforts. So thank you very much, Conifer. I see somebody in the back, Andrea Lonice from ESD, who really puts a lot of structure for the regional council process, and I want to thank her for everything that she has done as well. Thank you, Andrea. And so I noticed that Viviana Russell has joined us, and I would like to ask Viviana to come up and say a few words about this too. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure and honor to be here to see this site underway, to see the work that's being done here, the partnership that has been formed by the CDC of Long Island and Conifer Realty, along with the hard work of the Town of North Hempstead. I have to recognize our Community Development Agency, Dermot Kelly, our Supervisor John Kamen, and all those at the town to help get this project moving along. When we talk about the great things that we have here at Long Island, we talk about affordable housing, and what we've been able to do here in the Town of North Hempstead with affordable housing has been great. And it's just a culmination of all the things that has been going on around the country to support our middle class, to support those that may have been forgotten. So I just want to congratulate again the CDC of Long Island and Conifer Realty for stepping in and being a part of what is happening here, not just here in Long Island and Newcastle, but what's going on across the state and throughout this country. And also to recognize Unified Newcastle for all the work that they do here in the community and being a support to this project. Thank you.
And Ashley, what a great segue. I want to ask the bishop to come up and speak. I was just so happy to have the opportunity to work closely with Bishop Harvey on this project. He is an amazing man with a lot of energy and a great perspective on the pulse of the community and what the community needs and wants. So please join me in welcoming Bishop Harvey.
Just adjust this mic just a little bit. Senator Martin was here, so you know that. I'm excited because when I look around this room and I look at the greater community, I see the great salad bowl that God has planted here in this fantastic community. And all the hard work that we've done over the past 13 years. It's just amazing that when people come together, and I always say that the place of agreement is the place of power. And when you can get community and government and financial institutions working together, sticking to a vision that has been laid out, it's amazing what people can do. I speak for the larger community. And when I first got here as a young pastor, they drafted me to try to pull the community together. Little did I know what I was getting into, because everybody had the same goal, but they were moving from different perspectives. We all came together, and May, and John, and Hillary Clinton, and Bean, and I mean, it was just a wonderful thing to see people come together. We laid aside all of the agendas, and we got to a place where we were able to build this community. People said that it couldn't be done. People even said that we didn't deserve it. My fight, my argument was we deserve what everybody else has. We're people, we pay our taxes, we love our families, we love our community, we love our churches, we love our God. And I look at this as a community that has been transformed. There's a sense of pride. There's a sense of ownership. There's a sense that the nihilistic threat that had been pervasive in this society and in this community has been null and void now. And now we're standing on the shoulders of those that have gone before us. And it is a great accomplishment when we look out. I want to thank Mary Ann because you kind of embraced UNCCRC. Conifer is my director. She has done a marvelous job. I get a lot of credit, but I couldn't do anything without her because she does all the grunt work. And I thank you. Let's just give Conifer Pettis a big hand. But when I talked with John, who was a good friend and just a good man, Mary Ann, you know, this was supposed to be us putting the shovel in the ground. And I could think of no one better than Mary Ann and CDC, who said that they were going to stick with us and make sure that they embraced us and made us a part, an active part of this. And you're teaching us how to be better and how to do it, because I believe that you can always learn something from somebody who knows how to get it done. And UNCCRC, who has had his finger on the pulse for so many years, and the impetus of this thing started, has now collaborated with CDC, and you've kind of taken us on and helping us along the way. And we thank God for you. We thank God for you giving up your time, your talent, and your treasure. This is a wonderful day and a wonderful time of celebration for a great community that deserves it. God bless you, and may heaven smile upon you.
I have to bring a microphone all the way down. Thank you, Bishop Harvey. So we talk about all the wonderful coming together, but at the end of the day, you need financing. You need money to get something like this done. And you know, Capital One made a very, very good decision, I believe, to come and be a partner with CDC and Conifer and the town and the community on this project. So we have Drew Crowley here with us today, Senior Vice President, Capital One, to talk about their investment.
Thank you.
I'm going to move this up, Bishop. Not too high. Good morning, and it's really an honor to be here today to celebrate this wonderful, groundbreaking event. It's just terrific to see. And on behalf of all of my colleagues at Capital One, I'd like to congratulate the CDC of Long Island and Conifer Realty and all the others who have made this event possible. You know, there's really only one way a development such as Cathedral Place can become a reality on Long Island, and that's through teamwork and a great collaborative effort between public and private entities. And those are entities that share a vision and commitment to the vitality of Long Island. And I'm proud to say that Capital One has this vision and has this commitment. And we are honored to be part of this great team. In addition, my colleagues and I look forward to deepening our relationship with Conifer Realty and with the CDC as we move forward. It's through partnerships and initiatives like this that we invest in education, we invest in financial literacy, small business, workforce development, and affordable housing initiatives, and that foster the economic opportunities and for individuals throughout Long Island. Okay. Of course, a development like this couldn't happen without money. And I'm proud of the terrific effort that the team at Capital One put together, and I'd like to recognize Laura Bailey, Steve Tucker, and Fabian Ramirez for the wonderful effort that they put forth in structuring a $15.7 million financing arrangement. It was through a combination of construction loan and some equity tax credits that made this possible. And congratulations to all of you. And yes, this is a substantial financial transaction for us. However, at Capital One, we believe in investing in affordable housing that is more important than just financing new construction. It's about providing affordable housing options to help Long Island residents and families prosper. With that in mind, I'd once again like to congratulate all of our partners here today. And I look forward to celebrating the completion of this wonderful development in the near future and welcoming the new residents to their new homes. Thank you again.
I want to invite Richard Connolly, the Senior Vice President from CPC, and he'll tell you a little interesting story about how his financing came into this deal. And so please welcome Richard here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's nothing like coming to a groundbreaking and then to come at the end and see the finished product, which Conifer will deliver. Believe me, we've been involved with them for a number of years, and they are one of the better companies out there. Just to echo Drew, Bishop Hardy, and Commissioner Towns, it takes a lot of components, as you can see, financing and community effort to bring a project like this to fruition. CPC, Community Preservation Corporation, is a construction and permanent loan lender. We are able to originate permanent loans, of which there is for this project at the end after it's finished, and deliver them to the State Common Retirement Fund, which supports projects like this all over the state. And without that support, it would be difficult to cobble the financing together to make it happen. So I just want to point that out and make everyone aware that there are a lot of entities and people at work to try to make success stories like this come to fruition, and CPC indeed is happy to be part of it. I want to congratulate everyone on this day. It's fantastic. It's great to see another great project take off in this community. And again, echoing the Bishop's comments, it's just wonderful to see what's happened here over the last couple of decades, and good things really do happen. Thank you so much.
I just want to underscore something that Richard said. Controller DiNapoli is from Long Island, so we all know him, and allowing the pension funds to be used to finance long-term permanent mortgage for projects like this is really critical. It's hard to get those dollars, and that commitment is something we need to keep going. Short-term money is important, but the long-term money is what makes a project like this able to happen. So now it gives me tremendous pleasure to bring up Tim Fournier from Conifer Realty, our partner for many, many years. We love our partnership with Conifer. It's been extremely successful because we have shared values. We want to do things the right way, a permanent way. When something gets built, we stay with it. It's not just build it and flip it. It's build it and stay in the community. We invest in the community. So please join me in enthusiastically welcoming.
Well, I get to talk over noise. Isn't that a good thing?
Good voice.
Yes, it is. Greatness from many. That, I think, sums up what you heard, what we've all been hearing this morning. And I would like to take the moment just to thank some of those many today. First of all, Supervisor Kamen, just great stuff. And thank you for believing in CDC, believing in Conifer as being the right partners to get this done. Thanks for your cooperation and support. Some people said to me this morning they've never seen a project move so fast on Long Island. That's greatness for many. But thanks to you and your colleagues for your vision and knowing that safety, decent, affordable housing is a key component to rebuilding neighborhoods. So thank you. And to the county, supported many affordable housing projects. Deputy County Executive, we appreciate that, and the support of your home funds from the county are key components to making this real. Commissioner Towns, thank you. Thank you to you and for your staff. Amazing leadership that you have exemplified in housing, but all of your staff, and I know Marion Zucker is here, and her wonderful staff, and really makes a difference in providing this housing on Long Island and throughout New York State. We really appreciate that partnership. And this project is a great example of leveraging this public and private support. What this really does is provides this safe, decent, affordable housing and homes for people that are going to be living here in Newcastle. But it's not only about homes, this is about jobs. And this kind of activity, which is providing jobs for the local workforce, is critical to rebuilding here in Long Island. Marianne, what can I say? 12 years, we've been partners. I think it's actually more than that. I think it's more like 15. Wonderful partnership. This is our 5th project together. We are grateful for what you do so well, and for allowing us to do what we do well. And I echo what you said. We're bound by because we have common values, and we are here to stay. So thank you for your wonderful partnership. Lastly, our mission and vision. Our mission and vision here for Cathedral Place really goes beyond the bricks and sticks. For us at Conifer, it's about being a good neighbor. Being a good neighbor for us means providing that state-of-the-art affordable housing for residents of this community, professionally maintaining it inside and out, not just for the next couple of years, but for the long term, and so that this becomes the place of choice for people to live in Newcastle. It's about employing the local workforce wherever possible. So that's our promise to you. And for me, I really do enjoy groundbreakings, but there's nothing better than ribbon cutting. So I look forward to seeing all of you back here for the ribbon cutting. So thank you.
So now we actually have shovels, and we're going to do a lineup, and I guess outside.